This is an old dog that has lived for nearly 100 years. Because the food it eats is special, that is, human corpses. It opened a new grave with ease. The coffin is very thin. Because there were more poor people in those years, they couldn't afford expensive coffins. The scavenger dog has hit too many coffins, so a thick knot grew on his head. A hard hit breaks the coffin panels and it drags the body out of the tomb. Usually the lead scavenger dog will eat first. It will eat the brain and heart of the corpse, and the rest will be eaten by others. Because it eats too much, people's brains and hearts will inevitably become evil and human-like. On the way home, old man Chen happened to meet them snatching corpses. He thought he ran into a pack of wolves, but he didn't expect to meet a dog that was scarier than wolves. Those dogs are very alert. When they hear someone approaching, they immediately raise their heads and stare at old man Chen. At that time, he was a little desperate, and he didn't bring any medicine to drive the dog. The pack of dogs surrounded them, and at this moment of despair, a howl suddenly came from afar. The wild dogs seemed to have been ordered to stop attacking. Old dog Chen listened carefully. The voice came from the tomb. After a while, a corpse-plaining dog with a big meat point came out of the grave. It was the leader of this group of wild dogs. Only then did old dog Chen notice that the big dog had a bloody baby in its mouth. It walked up to old dog Chen with the baby in its mouth, which made he dare to not move. Unexpectedly, the dog put the baby in its mouth lightly in front of old dog Chen, then turned around and walked away. Take a closer look at the baby and find that the baby seems to be alive, although the breath is weak, but there is still a trace of life. Old dog Chen couldn't understand why the newborn baby was in the mouth of the dog. Could it be that a ghost gave birth to a child? He knelt down and picked up the baby. After handing over the baby to old dog Chen, it prepared to leave with the pack of dogs. Old dog Chen said, "Wait a moment." The plaining dog obviously understood, stopped to look at it. Old dog Chen took out something from his sleeve and threw it to the dog. It was a 1,000-year-old meat collar, also known as Tai Sui. It is very helpful for the old dog who eats people all the year round. Seeing that the big dog is also kind, I took it as a thank you. Since then, I have known that big dog. With his help in the future, I have dealt with many evils. That baby was Chen Xiaogou who was eating at this time, but after listening to the process, he didn't react at all and kept his head down and ate vigorously. Wearing a vest made of mouse skin, this old Taoist came to the street and shouted that he is God to save all living beings, and then took out a big gourd, claiming that it contained the elixir of resurrection, and the onlookers burst out laughing at this useless old man who is still selling fake medicine here. Seeing that his tricks have been exposed, the old man stretched his hands into his arms and took out a pair of dolls, which seemed nothing unusual. The old man threw the dolls on the ground and recited the spell. Suddenly the two puppets stood up strangely and then danced. The old Taoist showed the doll back and forth from the crotch, and the onlookers praised it again and again. At the same time, some small shadows had already stolen their money. All of these were seen by Chen Laogou, but thought of master's instructions, he turned around and leave.